Well, hello everybody. Tonight's stream is all about memories of Christmas, and I've got three guests which are going to be coming up, all talking about their memories of Christmas. So I'll start off with Catherine. What are her memories when she was a little one? That's only a few years ago.
Obviously.
About your Christmas memories.
Well, what we all used to do as a family is we all used to go to my nan's house. Well, I lived at my nan's house, but everybody used to come to my nan's house for Christmas. So there'd be my mum and dad, my brother and sister, my uncle Dom, my auntie, my other uncle, my three cousins, um, my nan's two sisters and brother-in-law. It was everybody. My uncle's birthday is also Boxing Day, so that sort of always was a double celebration. But Christmas morning was just your standard Christmas morning, and in a time there was God knows how many of us all crammed round various pasting tables and decorating tables on an assortment of heighted chairs. You know, some people ate like that, some people were eating like that. Standard story. And then in the evening, they used to have a party. All the neighbours come in, and it was a really good evening. I mean, when I was really young, my favourite position when they had the parties was always under the food table because they used to forget about me, and I used to end up staying up till really late and watching all the silly party games they played from under the table. I mean, there was one they used to play. It's like pass the parcel, but you use a ball, and they put an assortment of clothes in the sack. You pass the ball round, and when the ball stops, whoever is holding that ball has to take an item of clothing out the sack and put it on. Well, there would be everything in there from your granny's nighties to someone's PE kit, and that used to be quite funny. I think there was a bit of cheating going on, so it seemed to be my dad that always ended up with all the funny clothes on. But, it was lovely because it was all of the family and extended family and all of the neighbours and everybody getting together. And, that's what
And
makes it
and
special.
and what is Christmas like nowadays?
Um, well, we we have friends round for Christmas dinner, and my brother used to come round, but he's moved abroad now, and we lost my mum and dad a little while ago, so now it's just us and our best friends come over and have dinner. Um, we we play party games, but not like that. We tend to do charades and things like that. So obviously this Christmas is going to be a bit different, but we're still going to go through, the motions of everything and make sure the
Yeah,
grandkids and everybody has a good time, really. But the big getting together thing doesn't tend to happen now. It's a shame because I miss it. But everybody's now got their own lives and their own families, and then their kids have had kids, and But we do about November time. We have a Christmas, where my uncle comes down from Gloucestershire, and I've got cousins who live locally. My uncle comes over from uh, Walton on the Naze, and well, up until about 2 years ago, I was doing a full Christmas dinner for about 24 people, like our Christmas, but I can't do it now because of my back. It's just too much. So we tend to, well, we say we're going to have a takeaway, and then everybody wants something different. So we have Indian, Chinese, fish and chips, Kentucky. It starts to get really, really confusing. But at least everybody gets something they like, don't they? So, but we don't do that at
yeah,
Christmas. That's pre-Christmas,
yeah.
and that's what we do. But I don't think, yeah, it's never going to be like when we were kids and like all the neighbours. Because I don't even know half of my neighbours here, and I've lived here 40 years. You know.
Yeah,
Harry knew them all.
Oh yeah, this he did, and the people round at the co-op and the newsagents, and then
Oh, and the bakery you
oh,
just found
so
out.
not even our paraded shops, but the bakery down the road. Charlotte went to get my prescription the other day, and she said, "Oh, they was all asking after Dad. They all know Dad in the bakers." I went, "How do they know him in the bakers?" She said, well, where does he get his hair cut? Oh, yeah, right, next to the baker's. And where's the chemist? Next to the baker's. Well, nothing back for us. That's the thing. We didn't know he'd been in the baker's because we never got no yummies.
Kept that from you, didn't he?
He did, like a lot of things. Like the real owl night he has over the road with the neighbours. Didn't know about that either.
Thanks a lot for those sweet memories, Catherine. So I'll ask the same question to Richard. What are your memories of Christmas time when you was a young lad?
Oh, back a few years now, Keith. So growing up with me, it was with my grandparents. So my granddad I always called granddad, and my nana I always called mum. That's just the way they brought me up. So I remember every December the 1st, it was that date bang on every single year. We'd go up in like the loft and stuff and just pull out all the decorations. And it was a case of, it was really traditional stuff as well. I mean, we're talking, the tinsel was red, it was gold, it was all the really good quality stuff that you'd get. And we'd literally, from all the ceilings, every single corner we possibly had, we would just deck it from head to toe. And honestly, it took about 7 hours, and it's just it was a big process for me and my family just to do it, get together, do one room. There was always the main room we did, which was a bit odd. It was always the room we never really spent most of our time in, which I never understood that. It should be the other way around. And then we'd decorate the main room we stayed in, but very little. And it was just, coming together, doing the decorations, the tree. And at the end of it, just a nice little Chinese takeaway, of course. And I think that stayed in our family now. And I think just overall for the next couple of years, that's all I seem to do. Christmas Eve is the special one. There's always a Chinese takeaway open, and you always get one every year. So that's my memories of it. Definitely really fond,
Yeah.
Do you not think...
So, what Sorry,
in
Catherine,
those
go on.
days, we only used to have a little 3-foot Christmas tree that they used to stand on a high table with like 20 lights on and tinsel.
No.
Now it's 7 foot, 300 lights.
We've got
baubles.
We've got a 7 foot at the moment. We bought it from Argos last year, and I think it was like £80. But we've got 1,920 LED lights on it, and I'm not joking. It could light up the runway at Heathrow Airport. This thing, it's incredible.
Well, we've just
really
got
bright.
a little one in here. It's 6.5 foot.
Oh.
And, we ordered lights, 600, and I thought, oh, that's not going to be a lot. I don't know if you can see it.
It's nice. Yeah, it's nice though. Yeah.
So next door, we haven't even put the big one up yet. but same as you, 1st of December, all the decorations come down. But my birthday's the 1st of December, so as long as I can remember, my dad always put the Christmas tree and the decorations up for my birthday.
Oh,
so it's something I've
thing.
Just carried on doing. So I know exactly what you mean, because funny enough, that's sort of what we do as well.
I'm guilty, and I will hold my hand up, and I've said that this year, for some reason, we did do it on November the 7th, so I can only apologise. But it was nice, we wanted to decorate the house. This is our sort of second Christmas here, in this new house we're in. And of course, we've got the 2 dogs as well now, so it's their first Christmas with us as well. And it's been emotional because I'm just trying to put the tree to one side so they can't chew it. Which has been brilliant. So we've done it though. We've hid it behind the bay window. They can't get to it. Touch wood.
Well, I was waiting to see whether my
Give him a chance.
18-month-old grandson would wreck my tree, but he actually hasn't taken any notice of it and just wrecked everything else instead. So
I'll swap you for the dog.
Yeah. Have you got any cats? They're the worst, aren't they?
No cats, just 2 dachshunds. So yeah, that's enough for us. It's like having children, honestly.
How's your cat with the tree, Tim? How's Artie?
Oh, Artie, he's fine.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we had the big tree up last year. I mean, that's the top section of it. So this year we just put the tree in here, which is a studio, as a backdrop for the fun quizzes and the live streams. And we've not actually got a tree up because Hudson Hill is a destructive little sod at the best of times, and so all the decorations are up high.
Very wise.
Yes, including Artie.
Yeah, very wise.
He gets up high.
So Tim, So, Tim, what are your memories of Christmas when you was a young boy like me?
Well, going back into I guess it would have been in the early 60s. We used to go down to Peacehaven. So Peacehaven is between Brighton and Newhaven. And we used to go to my granddad's farm. My granddad was a head pigman on his farm. Christmas Day, I used to get up with my granddad. We used to go down to feed the pigs. And then we used to come back up about 9 o'clock in the morning for a spot of breakfast. And then we'd go back down after breakfast for the pigs. Us kids would get one present to open at breakfast time, and that was it. We didn't have a sack at the end of the bed, none of that malarkey. But it was one present to play with after breakfast. But I didn't bother because I was more interested in going down the farm, feeding the pigs and getting them sorted out. And then we come back up around about 1-2 o'clock to have lunch. So we get cleaned up, have lunch. Then all the washing up got done, and then everybody sat around. There's dozens of us all sat around the big living room. To I think we listened to the Queen's speech because we didn't have a telly back then. So we listened to the Queen's speech, and after that, then the presents came out. So everybody got a present, one at a time, and one of the kids would be sort of delivering the presents, and everybody hummed and oohed and ahed at what they got. And did you really want that? Can I have it? Let me play with it. That sort of thing. So that's what Christmas was like. And I soon remember the winter of '63.
Oh, the snow.
The snow, yeah.
Yeah,
My
I
sister was
remember
born.
that year.
My youngest sister was born that year. She was born on the 31st of December. We didn't get down to the farm that year because of the snow, obviously. And my nan and my auntie Margie was actually delivered my sister,
Wow.
and then the doctor turned up, and then the midwife turned up. All too late.
Wow.
So that was the Christmas of '63.
My family were all at a funeral on the Christmas Eve, and in London. And I can remember my gran, because the weather was so bad, it was getting later and later. But there no mobile phones. We didn't even have a telephone, and they'd had problems, broke down, all sorts of things, and they ended up getting back about 11 o'clock. Much to my nan's disgust, because that's when Christmas Eve is when you're getting all the Christmas dinner and stuff ready for the next day, isn't it? But
Yeah.
and it seemed to go on a long time as well, didn't it? The snow.
Yeah, it went on for till sort of early March, I think.
Yeah,
It was a long time, and it was deep. I mean, it was
Yeah.
really deep. And
I got a little bike for Christmas that year, but wasn't allowed to ride it because there was snow everywhere. That's a torture, wasn't it?
yeah, so we had a
Wonderful,
great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my experience of Christmas when I was younger, I used to go down to Notting Hill in London because my grandma and granddad lived there, and we lived in an upstairs flat above a pub, and we used to have a lovely time there, and then we used to go out round to Hyde Park and Notting Hill and do all the Christmas shopping up Oxford Street. And it was a beautiful time, And my brother's 18 months younger than me, so of course we both enjoyed Christmas so much there. But while we were there one Christmas, my granddad went out, and he was only about 5 foot. And what happened? He stepped off the pavement and got knocked over by a motorbike, and so. I remember that ever so well, but the memories of Christmas were really lovely. I mean, I had a lovely time growing up, and sharing in. We had all the family round because my granddad and granny were alive, my auntie and uncle were alive, and we had really big family gatherings. But now, there's only me and the wife, and we usually go over to the daughters, but all the little ones have gone now, so we're all
they go
grown
do
up.
their own
and
stuff,
you miss,
don't they? Mm.
yeah,
He's got me instead.
yeah. Well, where's Tim gone? Tim's gone.
Oh no!
What happened? What
Tim's
happened
left
with
the
Tim
building.
there? Yes, Tim's left the building.
Put 50p in the meter.
He'll be busy
This
twiddling
is it.
things and moving stuff.
Kara's just come back now, by the way. She's arrived.
Yeah, I see that.
There she is. She's
I'm
hiding.
going to promote you. Hello, Cara.
He said hello.
What's your memories of Christmas, Cara?
Keith said, "What's your memories of Christmas? What's your most favourite thing you remember?" Or if you can hear her or not. Sorry, maybe not.
Probably going to my grandma's house.
Can you hear that? Or
Yeah, grandma's house.
yeah. And
It wasn't a traditional Christmas for us because my grand's vegetarian.
oh god.
So we had buffet for Christmas dinner.
Wow.
And we had our proper Christmas dinner at my mum's on Boxing Day.
Oh.
So mum would do just like a Sunday dinner.
Oh.
So yeah, we like cocktail sausages,
Oh.
Cheese and onion.
Oh.
Sausage rolls.
Now you're talking.
See, now they're all interested now. Sausage rolls.
I miss
Yeah.
it because
Yeah.
No, we try every year here, don't we? We try to do what we can, but we end up either going to her mum's or her brother's and having meals there, and then coming home and I cook dinner here. So in effect, I'm getting like nearly 7,000 calories in one day with like 3 lots of turkey. So it's just
It's that Dawn French moment, isn't it, with the Brussels sprout?
Oh, see, I'm not a Brussels sprouts fan. That's the thing. She loves Brussels sprouts, don't you?
mashed potato though, I can't have
Oh,
more.
no.
Well, I make everybody have 3 because I think you've done your bit if you've had 3 Brussels sprouts.
If you had 3 Brussels sprouts, yeah.
I flash fry them at the end in some lardons just to try and make them taste of something other than Brussels.
Flash fries them in lardons make them taste a bit better. Oh, you're giving her ideas now.
That's
You're
nice.
giving her ideas. She loves the cooking videos, this girl does.
Yeah, me too.
Balsamic vinegar the other day.
Oh, you did, didn't you? Balsamic, yeah.
Them with balsamic vinegar, they were delicious.
Nice.
Really good.
I just leave her into the kitchen now. Keith knows. I leave her to it. She cooks to her heart's content. And you know what? Touch wood, bless her. I've not had one bad meal yet.
Well, that's good.
So, and a fudge is to die for. And Keith will,
Yes,
swear by that, won't
I
you?
do vouch for that. I
Yeah.
really do vouch for that.
She looks.
So.
You like
Do you
fudge,
do
don't
I
you?
mean, she is a wonderful.
Do you
She
do
is a
what we do
wonderful
after
cook,
dinner?
aren't you, Karen?
Yeah, he said you're a wonderful cook.
Do you do what we do after dinner? We go, oh, we're full. We couldn't eat another thing.
Fall asleep,
And then about
Catherine.
7 o'clock, someone goes, do you have something to eat? And then we have a little buffet.
Well, to be fair, we never stop really eating, do we? So much when we're at Christmas in particular. Like, I mean, about an hour ago, I would say I had half a tub of Ben and Jerry's fudge, the brownie. Oh, no, I left it out on purpose. I was going to have it again, but I'm doing this, so I thought I'd have it. Sorry, yeah, yeah. We've been having like a full Ben and Jerry session. So, Tim's back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Sorry about that, Tim. I didn't realise you'd gone to the bottom.
No, you kicked me out.
I said put 50p in the meter.
Yeah, I didn't kick you out, did I?
Yeah, it was you. It wasn't me.
Oh,
I never touched nothing.
Guilty party.
My hands was down here all the time. You kicked me out.
Do you know the other thing I remember about Christmas?
Go on.
After Christmas Eve, everything seemed to shut down until the new year. Nobody opened Boxing Day or, well,
It doesn't do that this much no more, does it really?
No.
Some places close Boxing Day. I mean, we did last year, but we're open again this year. They've asked me to work it, and I said, "Oh no." So
Well,
traditional. Sorry.
Where we've got more than one Tesco's, they tend to open one on the Boxing Day and then the other New Year's Day, so all the staff don't have to do both. They stagger the opening times as well. But you in those days you did have to have all your food because the shops wouldn't be open.
Yeah.
They would shut down all over Christmas. Which again they don't do they? Well, you're probably still eating your turkey in March, to be fair, if it's like our house.
Yeah, I love turkey any time of the year.
Yeah,
mate.
me too. We used to be
Yeah,
relieved when we got to the soup because you'd know your nan was at the end of the turkey. Yes. Once you've done all the pies and the stews and everything else, it'd be soup and that'd be the end of it. About March.
Bless you. I'll text you, Emily.
Yeah, it's, yeah, I
Go
can
on then,
remember.
Jim.
I mean, this was before the supermarkets really started to take off. I think it was Tesco's was the first one that turned up in Hatfield town centre. But then, I mean, you used to go down the high street and do all the different shops down the high street. You go to the butchers, the bakers, the
Green
grocers.
grocer. Yeah.
Yeah, so you had all of that, and then Tesco's come up with this idea of sticking it all in one place, and I think that was the first nail in the coffin of high streets.
Well, and local
especially-
shops. We
Yeah.
had 5 local shops just behind the house, and then about in the 80s, flea markets opened locally. Then what happened? The butchers closed down, the green grocers closed down, co-ops still hanging on by a thread, but you know all the little independent shops, even the newsagents, they all shut down.
Yeah,
Sort of the death
And-
bell
and-
for the minute.
I saw a program the other day which I thought was fascinating, and it's something I'd like to try and do. Is they were taking kids from the sort of the early 60s, and they're asking them what they thought life might be like in the year 2000. And they come out with all weird stuff, and some of it is kind of covered there, but but it's so far way off the mark. I just wonder what it would be like to have a chat with kids nowadays about sort of 50 years time.
Yeah.
What they would, or 40 or 50 years from now, what they think that life would be like.
But I can remember years ago watching, I think it was called Space 1999.
Oh yeah.
And they, a bit like Star Trek, where they used to talk on their watch, and you used to think, what a load of rubbish. Now who's got iWatches or whatever they are? We've all got them, haven't we?
We're all talking on watches now,
Yeah.
aren't we?
Yeah. In fact, actually, when my
we
grandson
are.
always FaceTimes me, Charlotte gave him the phone the other day because I'd phoned him up, and he was trying to talk to the phone like this. And the little one, who's 18 months old, he goes up to the telly and he's trying to scroll along on the telly. I mean, it's another world, isn't it?
Yeah. Evening, Richard.
Even.
I have to.
Oh, we've got another Richard in.
I'm confused. I was like, what? I thought he said hello. Okay.
Yeah.
This is who
Yes,
I
it's
get. My,
Richard Abbey Rail.
Good evening, Richard from Richard.
So, I mean, Christmases have been pretty awesome. So,
Yeah.
but they seem
They
to have
have.
changed over the years, and they've evolved. And when I first, my wife now, I mean, she loves Christmas, absolutely loves Christmas. She loves, I mean, she's the one that goes in at sort of 3 o'clock in the morning, waking the kids up to make them open the presents. And I had a real battle on my hands to stop her doing it. And to go back to the old ways of the kids get maybe a little stocking at the end of their bed for a couple of little presents, and then you have a bit of breakfast, they get one more present, and then nothing gets opened till after lunch, and the washing up's done, and the Queen's speech. So this year a bit of King's speech, and then you get to open the presents. That way you spread the day out, but you've got something to look forward to. So when you go around sort of waking the kids up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to open the presents, the day's finished. Nobody's interested in the rest of the day.
especially for the kids, that's the biggest part of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, and then they don't want to play with half of the stuff that they got anyway. So if you just give them a couple of little presents to play with to start with, maybe one present after breakfast, and then nothing until after the washing up's done and the Queen's speech. then they've got something to play with until they get their other presents after dinner, and then once the presents are opened, it's
I always go, oh, let's watch the Queen's speech. I don't think I've seen it yet. I'll watch it on the news a bit later on. But I was used to wait for the kids to go to bed and think, oh, I can do all their stuff now that they've given them. When they used to get the clay things and the plaster things, and then they get up in the morning and the fairies had come along and made all these little fridge magnets and things for them.
It's the washing up I dread. I dread the washing up. I really do. Looking at the pots and pans, and I'm like, no.
No, that's where you get the kids to do it. You see,
I've got no kids to do it. I've got the dogs can't wash up.
I use a steamer, so I don't do my vegetables in pots and pans.
Well, that's a good idea.
And I will be honest, I have bought foil dishes the last couple of years, and then I just whip them out and fold them up and put them in the recycling.
Easiest way to do it.
Yeah. Let's not go mad. It is Christmas.
Yeah.
Do you have a drink while you're cooking dinner?
I want to say I don't often drink, to be fair, but I did say to Karen that this year I might have a few drinks. She's listening to me in the other room. She's watching the stream on the big screen at the minute. So she's looking at me thinking, oh, what's going on in there then? She's nodding her head slowly, saying yes.
Well, I normally have a glass of port while I'm cooking my dinner.
Oh.
It be a big one, but just the one. But one
Is
year,
it a tankard glass?
One year my mother-in-law come to dinner, and Stephen come out and said to me, if you don't stop drinking, we're not going to get any dinner. Because every time she's upset me, I was like, get me another port. In the end, I was having it in a brandy balloon topped up to the top. I was a bit past dinner by the time dinner came, to be honest.
I like to drink a Purple Rain and mix a cocktail picture, but I make my own at home sometimes, and it is better than the restaurants. To be fair, not blow my own trumpet there. It is better. And
probably stronger.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, normally I open up a couple of bottles of exhibition Polyak. It's somewhere around about sort of 35 quid a bottle. Depends on the age of it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then we'll start with that, and then end up on the port, and then
the stronger stuff,
and then the rum, and end up getting absolutely smashed.
Do you know what we did last year? I'm thinking back to when I was a kid. My nan didn't really drink, and neither did most of the women in my family. But they would always have a snowball.
Oh, snowball!
When my dad
snowball. It's got to be a snowball.
He always used to put a shot of lime in it and a shot of vodka. So I said to the girls, it must have been while we was in lockdown. Now, we hardly ever drink, but in lockdown, we drank the place dry. One night, we were drinking Sangria because that's all we had left. We've all been, we had to shield before that, didn't we? So we'd already spent like 8 or 10 weeks all locked up together before even, all that started. So, yeah, we drank everything. And I said to him, we've got a bottle of Snowball, Avocar in the fridge. Do you want to try that? And they all went, but it was all there was left. So I said, I'll do it like my dad did it with the lime and the vodka. They've got into it now. So we've got through 3 bottles last Christmas. I've got 3 bottles hidden away for this Christmas, thinking I might need to do a 4th bottle. But, there were things you could be drinking, I suppose, aren't there?
Raki, yes. Raki. Yeah.
What was another baby sham in those days? Living the dream if you had a baby sham.
The good stuff.
What's it?
I've actually made a start on this.
Oh look!
Hang on.
Very
Let's
nice.
get it in the right place.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know whether you can see the
Caribbean
volume.
Oh, look.
Yeah. Oh, that's strong.
See the volume of that.
57%. Oh.
Take it easy. You get depressed when you drink rum.
Yeah, well, this is the
I
dark.
didn't know that.
This is the
depressed
dark
not
rum.
drinking
Moaning about stuff.
Now, normal spice rum, not a problem. I can drink that. I can drink half a litre of that, no problem at all. That stuff I have to mix. But it's the dark rum that sends me sort of into dark places, should we say. So I'll stay off the dark rum.
That's the dark stuff, yeah.
Good idea. I mean, when you think about it, Blue Nun was another one. I suppose it's still about, but that was a big thing back in the 70s.
Yeah, it's about like mouthwash, isn't it?
See, I quite like that though. Cherry B, that was another one.
Oh yeah, I remember Cherry Boo. Yeah,
That's what your granny used to drink on a good day, wasn't
Baby Sham.
yeah,
Baby
Sham,
Sham, yeah.
Well, they used to put brandy and Baby Sham when
Oh, that's a wicked lady.
yeah,
When you
yeah.
mix them together. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember
Partial
the Wicked Lady.
Yeah.
partial to a drop of the old Mother's Ruin as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And what was it my dad used to buy? Party Sevens. Do they still do those? It was like 7 pints in a big can. Yeah.
Oh, never heard of that.
Have you not?
Right, the Party Sevens, double diamond,
Oh.
Morton's red barrel.
Oh.
Roll out the barrel. It's a
Every cozy's
barrel
singing.
of fun.
I'll get a copyright strike for that now.
Not the way I sing it, you won't.
No one will recognise it. You won't have to worry.
Just shout it's Christmas, it's fine. In Noddy's voice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that must have come out in about the 70s. I think I was at school when that came out.
Yeah.
There was a whole host of them, wasn't they, all come out that are like Christmas classics now.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one for a stream, Christmas stream. 'Cause I'm thinking about
Christmas
themes.
booze.
Christmas booze. Yeah, in the old days, what there was. Yeah. Oh, I'll have to get some drinkers on. Well,
I'll
you
have a
know,
pint
Don't
of
look at me.
mead.
Don't look at me.
In my
I'm
day,
working.
Cinzano and Martini. I'm not sure that classes as a drink.
of course it does. Yeah.
No,
I
you
don't
end
know
up
what
wearing
to
a
call that
Cinzano.
It makes you fall over if you drink enough.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't have a problem with drink. I'll drink and I fall over. No
Yeah.
problem.
Just fall over in general. It's just
When we went to Stephanie's 40th birthday party the other week, we stopped at a hotel and my friend gave me a lift. And she said to me, "You're not going to drink too much, are you?" I went, "Well, of course not. You know I hardly ever drink." She said, "I don't want you climbing out my car window and going carol singing. Because when I was young, no matter what time of year it was, apparently I like carol singing. Don't matter if it's July, I'm going to come to your house if I've had a drink. And if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to be standing out there singing."
she's
I
laughing
don't
in the
do
other
that
room.
anymore. Yeah, I don't do that anymore. Yeah,
Oh,
see,
yeah.
there could have been a job for me in delivery, couldn't I? I could have just run up, left something on the doorstep and run away.
I'd happily train you. Don't worry. I'd happily take you out in the van for a day. We'll get you a coat. It's all right. Get your uniform on.
Do you know what?
Kim-
I come home the other week, a classic. There was a box on my front seat about this big, right, on my doorstep, and they'd put it under my doormat. So the big box was there with the
Probably
doormat
me.
on the top.
Probably me.
Oh, it made my day. I thought it was great.
It's left in a safe place at the end of the day.
Well, to be fair, if anybody nicked it, they'd have been on the Ring doorbell. But it just tickled me when I pulled up on the drive. I just thought it was so funny.
I always wave at the Ring doorbells when I go there. I go, "Hello." I ring.
We
I go,
had one-
"Hello, Jackie."
Definitely put a Halloween one on, and it frightened our driver. He just dropped the box and ran off.
we had the Halloween
Yeah,
one.
yeah, and he made the trick-or-treaters cry. It's not funny, Stephanie. You
Was it
enjoyed
the one
that cartoon.
Was it the one that said, "We'll be right with you. It's going to eat your blood"? Something like that.
What did it say? Can you remember? She was just sitting in here laughing, looking at the Ring doorbell and the kids crying, and not even going out and giving them any sweets. Honestly.
Yeah,
think you have
that deters them
enjoyed
from
this
coming
party.
round next year.
Yeah.
Best not to talk to strangers, as to say.
Well, we won't be getting anybody knocking. But I tell you what I did it's ages ago now. Charlotte phoned me up and said, "Going to come round." So the doorbell goes and I assumed it was my grandson. So I bent down behind the door. I opened it really slowly, went boo! Only to find a parcel went past my head. And it was a delivery driver. I'd made him jump, shouting in his crutch, "Boo!" And he didn't wait around, didn't want signature or nothing. A parcel just went
I'm
past.
not coming to your house
And I'm
anytime
like,
soon. Then.
"Hey, sorry, thought you were the grandson." Didn't get any mail for ages after that.
And that's not because they're on strike.
No, I think they're just frightened to come to our house.
Did you catch it on camera then?
No.
When it went
Oh,
over?
did we? I don't know. We might have done. I didn't think to look.
I'd like
did-
to use that as a YouTube video if you don't mind. If
It
you've got
did
it.
startle him. Come
That'd be a
around,
good one.
recreate it.
That'd be
Okay,
a
I
good
can edit
one,
that.
Richard, wouldn't it? Phew.
I can edit that into
Well,
something
because
good.
I bent down, and I suppose where I shouted at him and he jumped, it just sort of went over his shoulder. I can
Sorry.
imagine when he got back to the depot and told them what had happened.
Oh dear.
We probably
that is a good
blacklisted.
Christmas memory.
That'd be funny.
Not for him, but I found it funny.
I would have found it funny as well.
Brilliant.
Oh dear.
They all thought it was hysterical. One of the many daft things we do.
Right. Okay. Ooh.
That was
So what we're
brilliant.
going to talk about tomorrow night?
I don't know. And anybody got any ideas? Because this is what day is it? The
6th, ain't it? Yeah.
So
Seventh tomorrow.
I'm trying to go every night about Christmas themes. So it's getting harder and harder to find Christmas themes.
Well, we could do booze tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Christmas songs?
Come up with booze, Christmas booze.
Favorite
Yeah.
Christmas
Didn't he
classic
just
songs?
say-
Yeah.
Has anybody got Christmas Eve traditions?
We have a
So
Chinese.
now
That's it.
Yeah. Nowadays people do these
That-
Christmas Eve boxes and stuff, don't they?
Yeah,
Because we've
yeah.
got a funny
I'll
story
tell you
about
what,
that as well.
Richard,
But I'll sit on that one.
I'll tell you what, Richard. I'll come round Christmas Eve and we'll have a big. We'll get
Big
like
fat
5 or
Chinese.
6 different. Oh yeah, Chinese. Yeah.
Cara sat there. She's like, just waving in the background. I'm not quite sure what she means by that. She's like,
Yeah. Come round,
she's,
come round.
she's not going no.
Yeah, she's saying, don't, hurry.
She's staring at me, staring at the TV. I'm thinking, what do I say? What do I do?
She's saying, I'm just warming the plates.
Well, I'll be working tomorrow evening. It says 9:30, but it'll probably be 10:30 or 11. I finish. So
Yeah.
unless
yeah,
I join you on a live stream from the van, I don't know. That might not
Yeah.
work.
That's possible.
It's possible. Yeah, I've got.
You
Yeah,
could
it's
be on location.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be on location. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to, just send me a message and
Yeah.
because I go on about 20 to 10 every night,
Mhm.
and see how it goes. Anyway,
Hello.
everyone on the live stream, I appreciate you coming on tonight. I appreciate the guests in the chat, and I will see you tomorrow night. Don't go off any here. So I thank you very much.
The end, boy.
all, and hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow night. So it's bye from Tim, bye from Richard.
DTFN.
Bye.
bye from
Ta-ta for
Catherine.
now.
See you all later.
Au revoir. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.